Alright, welcome in. Okay, first thing is first, we have had some issues historically with the mics. So, as soon as you guys are able to let me know whether or not you can hear me, let me know. Let me know in the chat. I have the chat up. We have all the stats up, so we're good. I'm just waiting to hear before I get started. Can you all hear me? Can somebody hear me? Testing, testing. This is a live class. So if you are watching this on replay, just know I will get started in just a second. I'm just waiting for somebody to come in and tell me whether or not the sound is coming through, because believe it or not, I can't always trust the audio mixer that is in front of me. Can you hear me? Yes, no. Yes, no. Let's do a sound check. Who's out there? Put it in the chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Maybe I have no one out there yet? Not yet? Alright guys, this is a live class. Welcome to Jenetics Creations. My name is Jen. This whole channel is my creations, and it's all dedicated. Yes, thank you, Shayna. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're getting everybody coming through. This is awesome. Okay, so again, my name is Jen. This whole channel is about crochet. I teach you guys how to make the things that we find. Some of them are free patterns, some of them are my own. And it's just all about us nerding out with yarn. So today, we're going to be learning to make these turtles. They do have little bouteilles. This is going to be a two-part class. So if you're here, we're going to get through the entire body of the turtle. And next week, we're going to finish up with the shell, the little top hat, and the little bow. I haven't yet made any accessories for this little dude yet, but if we get into any of that, we can always add to it. But don't forget, they've got little butts, which just makes them so adorable. And this pattern is free. It's on Ribbler. I will have to link the pattern because as of yet I forgot to actually put the link in the description, but I will once class is over. And in that link they also have different outfits for the turtle, so you can create like the pumpkin, you can create a Santa outfit. They had also it wasn't a carrot, it was a peach, I think. They have a few different outfits out there. So if you guys are really excited and you're starting to feel confident in how to read the pattern, this is how you can actually take the skills that we apply today and go try to practice with some of those other things. Making the bouteille turtles. Yes, I'm seeing all these in the chat. Found your star blanket tutorial and I thought I would check out your live. I'm so glad. Deborah, welcome. Welcome, guys. Mary, I love that you're here. Jessica, everybody. It just warms my heart because this community is growing and it's growing so fast. So, one, I'm always here every Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We do class every Thursday. I occasionally have to reschedule, but not as much anymore, so that's good. 2, if you guys like live crochet and you're on TikTok, check me out there because we're not always teaching on there, but we're always crocheting, chatting, trying new patterns, and oftentimes planning what is in here. Also, I need to get you guys the Discord link. We have a full-blown Discord now, and it is free. So if you want to nerd out, I'm getting the link. If you want to nerd out with other crochet addicts, other yarn nerds, and just kind of like shoot the breeze and try to find out more ways to get inspired, that link is in the chat now. And you guys can join. It's free. We do have subscriber only section. I don't have that activated for subscribers here on YouTube yet, but that will be the next thing I have to start building out. But we do have some extras that are available through TikTok if you're subscribing there. So those things are all getting launched. Again, our community is growing. It's taking off. There's a lot of good things happening. But there's also some more free stuff. So if you guys are here and you're new, what you're seeing right now is a free downloadable beginner's tool. This is the link should be in the description. If it's not, again, it's also in my link tree and all the things. But you'll want to print it off, keep it with you. This has a QR code. It takes you to all things Jenetics Creations. Anything that I ever cover is in there. Links to all of the social medias and whatnot. But also, you're going to have abbreviations for crochet. So if you're looking for a good tool to kind of help you start navigating what sounds like a very different language at this moment. Oh, you're Mrs. Detman, Mary. That's awesome. Oh, how funny. That's great. Elizabeth, hi. Oh, it's so good to see everyone coming on in. Oh, these are all my regulars, guys. These are all the regulars. But yes, download this tool. It'll help you because as you start venturing out and reading patterns, This will help you, especially some of those patterns, they don't always have a stitch key. So this will help get you going along the way. If you guys want to try diagrams, it'll help you with some basics on diagrams as well, which are just basically like stitch maps if you think about it. And it can help you learn a lot of free things as you start venturing out beyond whatever I am teaching you here or whatever you're seeing out on videos on the YT or the YouTube, because I forget I can say that here. Okay, let's get that out of the way. What do you all need to grab? You need some yarn. You don't need a whole lot. Like I have this. This is from the Tree of Dollars or the Dollar Tree yarn. I keep forgetting on some platforms I don't need to watch what I say, and other ones I do. You don't need a lot. This might be way more than you need. I probably could even get away with making it with this. But I'm using 4 worsted weight, so feel free to grab whatever you feel like you've got. Maybe some scrap yarn left over from a project since you're making something new and you don't know how it's going to go. Great way to test is on that yarn that you're not going to like miss if you can't like frog it or undo it. So good way to test it. I am going to be using, what hook am I using? Oh, this one feels a little too big. I'm going to be using an eye hook or a 9. Also a 5.5 millimeter. If you don't have that hook, just go close. It's not going to make a huge difference. I will tell you, these were both made with the exact same hook. This yarn was obviously a little bit thicker than this yarn. So when you look at things like gauge and what does it do when you change up yarns, and if all yarns are not the exact same, what will happen? This is what will happen. In this case, it didn't really matter because I'm just making a variety of turtles, but all of these were made with the same hook and 4 weight yarn. So it goes to also show not every 4 is exactly the same. You'll hear terms like a light 4 or a heavy 4, and all that means is this 4 was a little bit thicker and fuzzier than this 4 or than this 4. So just some things to learn as you start playing with different yarn. You're going to see that not everything can be mixed and matched. Not everything is going to be the same. And gauge it if it's important to you when you're making something that it turns out the size that's in the pattern. You're going to want to pay attention to gauge. All gauge is telling you how many stitches should get you a certain measurement. So if it says 4 single crochets should give you an inch, you're going to do 4 single crochets, you're going to crochet 4 stitches, and you're going to use a ruler and see if it measures about an inch. If it does, you're going to be around the same size. If it doesn't, forgive me, if it doesn't, then you're going to want to adjust. Either maybe it's 6 stitches get you an inch, maybe it's 4 or 2 stitches that get you an inch. Whatever the case may be, you're going to size up and size down until you have something similar. But for today, we're just going to do whatever we feel like it because we don't need to be that strict. You had that issue with your crayon? Yeah. If you're mixing, if you're mixing certain brands of yarn, and some of them like Lion brand, their Pound of Love yarn, it's a slightly light 4. So it's a 4, but it's a little bit lighter. And if you mix it with a Red Heart yarn, which is also a 4, Red Heart tends to be beefier. It's going to be a lot fuzzier and it's going to be thicker. They are not going to go well together, and you're going to see things warp depending on how you mix them. If you're not hiding it well, it can cause problems. But let's go ahead and start diving in. Let's see, anything else you guys might need. You'll need stuffing, a little bit of polyfill. Do I have enough? Oh, yeah, you won't need a whole lot, but I've got a little bit left. Got a little bit left over. And we just need the green today, so just one color today, and safety eyes if you have them. You can also do googly eyes and hot glue them on afterwards if you don't have them. All right. Are you guys ready to get started? We are starting with the magic ring. I have the pattern pulled up. I will walk you guys through it slowly. If anyone along the way needs me to slow down, feel free to let me know in the chat. If you guys have questions along the way, let me know in the chat. We're going to be doing single crochets. We will be doing bobble stitches for these areas. Those are 4 bobble stitches. And we'll be doing decreases and increases. I don't normally do the invisible decreases, especially when I teach, because it's a lot to pay attention to, and if I lose count, they are pretty invisible, and it is hard for me to see and keep track of my counts. So if you do not like this, when we do decreases, please switch to invisible decreases if you are familiar with that. If you're not, I can show you along the way, but I will not be doing that style, just so that way I can make sure you guys can actually make a turtle with some sanity. All right, grab your yarn, grab your hook, grab your water, take a sip, be good, and let's get started. Cheers, Stitchers. Dink, dink. It's craft time. All right, we're going to start with a magic ring. 8 single crochets are going in that magic ring. So magic ring, if you're new and you've never done it before, it's okay. I will go slow. You're going to hold the cut side of your yarn. You're going to go on the back side and go back over. You're going to crisscross applesauce. Just to make your life easy, pin everything down. It'll make it easier for you to see what you're doing, or at least it makes it easier for me to show you. I'm going to go under that first one, over, and you're pulling that through. Now you can pull your fingers out and just lightly tighten this. Don't tighten it all the way. Again, a magic ring is just a slip knot that you're not pulling all the way shut yet. You will, but not yet. So pull it tight enough where you can control it and chain 1, and now you can begin those single crochets. We're doing 8 into the magic ring. For those of you that are already getting going, I will keep giving you the stitch count and stuff along the way. For those of you that are super new and you're like, what's a single crochet? We'll do this slowly together. You're going to insert the hook. You're going to pull up 1. You should have 2 loops on the hook. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to do that 7 more times. So pull through 1 and then pull through 2. That was 2. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Notice I'm crocheting over the tail as I go. That is just so we can now do the fun part and we can pull it all the way closed. So make sure it's nice and tight. If you guys have yarn that is plushy yarn, or maybe yarn that's prone to break, please be very careful with this. It will break on you and that magic circle may loosen over time and you're not going to enjoy it. If you have a stitch marker, you're going to want to keep it handy because we're about to start keeping track of that. If you don't have a stitch marker, bobby pins work great, safety pins. Another piece of yarn that's not the same color that you're crocheting with can be great, just a small little piece. You can loop it around as we go. Also, if you go in my link tree, under the recommendations tab, the person I buy these from, she has an Etsy shop. Her name is Karen, and she's got amazing stuff. She'll customize anything you want. So if you want to have the fun, exciting stuff like I have, super affordable, she's great. If you need the link and you can't find it on your own, please just drop a comment and I'll totally hook you up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I always backwards count. What do you mean? Because this one stitch, whenever you're on this first row, always feels like you're going to forget it. Again, not Slayer by Karen. 1, this is your stitch, 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means I got to make sure my first stitch goes into that. And you can see it's hiding. It's kind of tight. So if it helps, go ahead and pull it up a little bit and get it all out of that little spot, but you're going to want to make sure you start your next stitch into those 2 loops. And we're going to be crocheting this tail with us. So take it with us and we're going to go over it. This next row, this is row 2. We're going to increase all the way around. Yes, Karen is amazing. I agree, Anna. Awesome, awesome. So an increase is simply 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And you're going to do that all the way around. So for those of you that are counting, you're going to end up with 16 stitches. You're making the crayon? Nope, I'm glad you're here. You keep making those crayons because I know your son wants them, Shayna. He is waiting for them. So 2 single crochets into that same stitch. I'll do the next one a lot slower, but I'll go ahead and mark that very first stitch. We're into the next stitch. We're just going to insert our hook, pull up 1, pull up 2, and again, we got to do a second single crochet into the same stitch. So go right back into the same stitch, pull up 1, and pull up 2. You're doing that all the way around, 2 in each stitch. 2 in each stitch until you get back to the stitch markers. So this is why I love stitch markers. I used to never use them. because when I do shawls and stuff like that, I can usually see where I need to go. But when I'm working in a spiral and doing amigurumi, if I don't use a stitch marker, I will mess it up every time. I will. And I've been doing this for years, guys. So use your tools. Tools are good. They're there for a reason. And it allows me to be able to talk at the same time and not have to keep count and all of that. So it's always good. I am going to go ahead and cut this. If you're super paranoid and you want to keep crocheting over it, by all means, you're more than welcome to. But I am pretty confident that it is secure. And I'm going to just cut it right there. Be careful not to cut the yarn you're still working with. That's not fun because then you will start over. But you should have now 16 stitches for those of you that are counting. If you've never counted before, I'll show you how on this row. I usually don't count. Again, I'm really bad. Don't do what I say, not what I do. All the same stuff, but let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That's how you can always double check and see if you are doing the pattern correctly. So this is good. This is good. The bee's knees. Yes, we got bees. Can you make me a duck? Oh, man. I haven't done a duck yet, but I do know some people are throwing around some patterns on a really cute duck, so I might have to. I love it. I actually have seen a duck with a bootay as well. It has, in case, I know you're a little bit late, so I don't know if you saw the animals with the booties. They have a duck with a booty too. We're gonna have to do that one. It's on my list. Alright, are you guys ready for row 3? This one is gonna be 3 single crochets followed by an increase. So you're gonna go single, 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 increase, single, 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 increase, all the way around. If that doesn't make sense to you, I'll show you slowly. Here we go. Single crochet into the first stitch. Place your stitch marker. That was our first single. Go into the next stitch and we're going to work one more. And here's our third one in the next stitch. This is where we're going to do our increase. So 2 stitches go into this one. So 1 and back into the same stitch with that 2. And then you're going to go right back into 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Here's our increase. 2 we're going to go into the same stitch here. And back to single, single, and single. Bootay, rocking everywhere. Yes, we're going to have every animal with a bootay. Like we'll have a whale with a booty. It doesn't even make sense to have a booty, but we're going to do it anyway. And 3. Alright, I am kind of going fast. I can feel myself going fast. How's everyone doing? This is the end of the 3rd row. You should end on an increase. If you didn't, you likely are off a count. You should also end with 20 stitches. So if you are counting, make sure you can count 20. I've got booty frogs, booty turtles. What's next? Anna, be careful what you ask for, because it'll probably be everything will be next. We'll be creating booty everything. I don't even know. You can technically create a booty on everything. All right, is there anyone who's like, hold up, wait a minute, I'm going too fast, because we are ready to start row 4. Or I can get one person to put ready in the chat, then I will keep moving. I don't want to move too fast. Because, I mean, let's face it, anyone who's hitting replay, they can just rewind it. But for you guys, booty ducks, they have them. They have booty chicks. They have booty chickens. They're adorable, too. Oh, my goodness. It's in the cord. We have the pattern in the cord. Someone put it already. I'd have to find it for you, Anna, but it's there. It's definitely there. It's definitely there. All right. I'm hesitantly moving forward. I know there's a delay on this chat, and it's usually a little bit more than I'm used to. But, I don't see anyone saying hold up. So the next 2 rows are, next 5 rows. Nope, just next 3. I can count. Numbers are hard. Next 3 rows are going to be super easy, and you're just going to single crochet around. So row 4, row 5, and row 6, you're just going to single crochet in every stitch. 1 stitch in each stitch. So 1, 1, 1. And we're going to keep going all the way around. You're going to do this for 3 rows. You still want to use your stitch markers. It is always these simple rows that I start going, oh, I don't need a stitch marker, I'll be fine. We did mention pigs for Olivia. We do need to get a pig with a booty. I know they have it. I know they have it. And Olivia loves pigs, so we do need that. And guys, if you aren't picking up what's going on, did you know that like I actually do what you guys want me to? Like, a lot of these projects are inspired by you all picking the patterns. So I really believe in making this class for you guys. So if you're new here and you don't know what this channel and this community is all about, get in our Cord. That link is pinned. I think I pinned it. Yes, it is pinned in the comments. It's free. I know it's another platform and some people are like, but it's worth it. All of us stitchers are in there. We're throwing around patterns. We're picking what we want to learn. So you guys can really have some input on that and have some fun. There's my first row. I'm going to slowly start doing the second row, but I fear I'm going to lose people. So again, if you need me to slow down, you're probably not alone. Feel free to throw it in the chat. But I'm on my second row of single crochets. So this is row 5. Single crochet all the way around. If you're counting, we should still be at 20, right? Yes. 20 stitches all the way around. Is anyone out there doing any non-traditional colors? I know I'm doing green. I've done pink. I've done rainbow. I really like the rainbow on these animals. I really like any of these that are done with these variegated rainbow colors are just always so cute. The frog turned out amazing like that. We did this one a while ago, and the turtle turned out really good too. It's just perfect. Small yarn is a no-go. Really? Well, what kind of small yarn were you using, Anna? Small yarn can be more difficult. Your fingers have to get into these really tight spaces sometimes, and it's not always the easiest to do. All right. I'm about to start row 6. It's our last row of single crochets. And I'm going to do that first stitch. Don't forget your stitch marker. This is your sanity. This is your sanity. And keep going. Single crochet all the way around. Again, this is not my pattern, so if someone out there is like, I really want the print off, I will put that link in the description after class. This is a free pattern on Ribbler, so you can totally go there and do all the things. I think you have to create an account, but once you follow them and download the the pattern, it's right there. But this is how you would read it. It's nice and easy. Nice and easy. So if you've never read a pattern before, at least when you go there and you get, it'll trigger some memories because it'll make some sense. Alright, I'm about to start row 7. How's everyone doing? You want to do a purple one or a multicolor? I'm down, dude, on all the multicolor ones in my opinion look great. Like even this was a multicolor. I did a multicolor and a solid color and I used both strands at the same time. It will create a chunkier yarn for you, so you will want to go up in hook size, but it gives you a lot of different ways to combine the yarn and create different colors. I think what I did is this with like a variegated. So this is a bad example, but you can mix those and work them together and then you get like an effect like this. That's also what I did with this gummy bear. Gummy bear is what we taught in the last week's class, so if you guys really want to make a gummy bear, I have a video for that. Just check out the Get Hooked playlist and it'll be last week's class. Awful towards the neck. Yeah, the neck gets really tight too because it cinches in a lot, and I don't like to stuff it early because I keep putting the eyes in the wrong spot every time I try to do that. So I will instruct you guys when I put in the eyes, but if you guys want, I will also tell you according to the pattern what it says. So row 7, we're going to do, this is where things get a little bit gnarly. You're going to do things in segments, so you're going to start with 4 single crochets. So let's go ahead and do those 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I totally forgot to put my stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's make sure I go back and do that before we keep going. So we've done 4. Now you're going to decrease and then single crochet 4 times. I really want to try the invisible decrease, but I won't do it in this tutorial. To decrease, you're going to start the single crochet in that first stitch. Then you're going to start the single crochet in your second stitch. Then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through. Okay, that is one way. For those of you that want to try the invisible, I think I might try the invisible. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I'm going to try it. So to do the invisible decrease, it's just a nicer finish. You're going to go into that first loop. You're not doing anything with this strand, so you've just inserted it into the front loop only. You're going to then go directly into the next front loop only. You should have something that looks like that. And then you're going to pull through all of those. You'll notice it's a lot more difficult to see the gapping. And I'll compare next as we get closer to that. Decrease, single crochet. And we're doing that 4 times. So there's our decrease, and now our single. We're going to do another one of those invisible decreases. So, boom. Go back and grab the next front loop. Pull through all 3. And I have a funny feeling... Hold on. I just want to make sure I didn't... It's really hard to see where your next stitch is, because... Oh, okay. We're good. We're good. I did it right. I did it right. So boom, boom, and pull through, and now we've got a single crochet. I told you these ones trick me up. And now we're doing another decrease, because this is our 3rd decrease. Single crochet. And our 4th decrease. Single crochet. Anna, it does change your life. I only do the invisible ones on amigurumi. It totally makes sense, Joyce. I know they look a million times better, and we're going to be able to compare it now because I actually changed my mind and decided to do it. I can even feel it being a little bit tighter. I actually like the way it feels better. But for a beginner, that can be overwhelming. So just take that for what you will. If you guys did the other one, it's great. You'll still turn out fine. You'll just have a little bit of gapping going on, and some people really despise it. But if you're trying the invisible, I'm about to firsthand with you guys see exactly how much it changes everything. All right, the last part of this row 7 is 4 single crochets. That should take you to your stitch marker. 4 single crochets to finish off row 7. How is everyone doing? This is where the pattern suggests that you go ahead and put in the eyes. And it says the stitch marker will mark where the back is. So if you were going to do this, it says to aim between row 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will likely go here and here. I personally will wait until we get the first 2 arms, because every time I try to do the eyes ahead of time, something happens where my head ends up like this and the eyes are turned the wrong way. So if you want, it will be difficult to fish your fingers in there, because obviously we're going to wait until we do this, but you can put your eyes in now if you feel comfortable. I am going to wait until we're beyond this row to put my eyes in and stuff it. So that is going to be a judgment call on your behalf. Look at the comments. And what part of the family? Wait. Slow, please. Okay, no worries. I'm going to hold right there. Deborah, let me know. See, on my other platform, I actually have the comments being read aloud, so it doesn't let me do that on here, so that it makes it a little bit difficult. But thank you, Jessica, for calling me out. Deborah, you let me know what you need. I'm here for you. I only do invisible. The invisible, okay, I caught up on that one. And if you need me to go back and demonstrate something, let me know. What part of the family is the booty turtle? I don't. What do you mean part of the family? Oh no, I'm confused. We've got the Mr. and the Mrs. and El Bebe. I don't know. What do you mean? What part of the family? So Deborah, we did 4 singles, and then you alternated 4 times, decrease, single, and then you did 4 singles. And that should take you to the end of row 7. If you guys are counting, you should have 16 stitches in total. You're good now? Any questions at all? I'm here for you. I know, I tend to go really fast, so I'm glad you actually said something. So we're going to start row 8. 8 is another slightly weird one, and then after this, it will get a little bit kind of easy. It's just because it creates that chin. So go ahead, and for row 8, we're going to do 4 single crochets. Go ahead and place your stitch marker. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to do 4 decreases. So you're not adjusting this time, you're just doing 4 decreases in a row. I'm going to do the invisible again, so grab that front loop. Ooh, this one's a little bit tougher because of the... There we go. There's 1 decrease. Hello, Cookie Monster. Welcome to the other platform. There's 2 decreases. We've got our 3rd decrease and our 4th decrease. And now it says 4 single crochets after that, but I feel like I actually... Oh, no, we're good. I thought I had 1 less stitch. I was getting a little panicky. Woo! That was close. That was close. Hey, Cookies! You got a new nickname, Cookies. Alright, so then after the 4 decreases, 4 double crochets. We have the baby, the Mrs., and the Mr. Who is the turtle going to be? The sibling? The what? I have no idea. At this point, we're going to have a whole, like, zoo full of turtles, Anna. They can all be family or not family. They're friends. You guys know I like my Friends show. Alright. Deborah, that was another weird row, so I want to make sure you got through it okay. You let me know when you're ready. And if you are counting, you guys should be at 12 stitches. This will be the last part before we start the neck. The next row will be easy. Technically, it also says to stuff the head right now. So if you did place the eyes, you're going to want to stuff the head. Again, I do everything after the first hands. I will do everything after the first set of hands. That is my recommendation. I have messed it up too much, and here is my proof that I have messed it up, because this is the one that I could not frog correctly. It ended up putting my eyes like over onto the side. I mean, it could have always been one of those awkward turtles, you know, the awkward person in the photo that's always looking the wrong way. Maybe we should have just rolled with it and let him do his thing. All right, are we good, Deborah? I don't want to move on. Are you good? Are you good? Let me know if you're ready. We're ready for, okay, so we just did the, yep, we're ready for row 9. Row 9. I'm going to hesitantly move forward. Okay, you're ready. Good, good, good. This one's going to be single decrease, single decrease, single decrease all the way around. So your first stitch is a single. Place your stitch marker. And then a decrease. Boom. Boom. There's our decrease. Now I got you, Deborah. You're welcome. You're welcome. After the decrease, you're going back to a single and our decrease. Then our single. Ooh, my stitches are a little bit tight. These decreases are way tighter than the other ones, so I'm not used to it yet. And our decrease. But that's also what's going to make it look better, I can tell. Last single. And then, oops, 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 our decrease. Boom and boom. Okay, so this is how small the neck is going to be. Yes, Cookie Monster. It'll be available for replay the second I end the live. So you will totally be able to rewind it, do all the things, and make a million. Make a million of them. Let the booty turtles take over the world. All right, we're ready to do row 10. Row 10 is a nice, easy one. Oh, it could be Grandpa. Papa Snappy in the back. You guys are too funny. Oh my goodness. Everything has to have a story, right? The next row is an easy one. It's single crochet all the way around. And Deborah, feel free to yell at me in the chat if I start going too fast again. So row 10 will be 8 single crochets all the way around. So if you guys are counting, it's 8 stitches. 3, 4. Yeah, I could see if you were working with really tiny yarn. Who was it that said that? Was it Anna? You were saying you were working with tiny yarn? This would be where it gets hard. 5. Oh no, that was 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And then we're going to start doing increases next. A beard and a cane. Oh my gosh, you could make him look grumpy. That would be funny. That would be so funny. Alright, so you guys should have 8 stitches in that one. Now we're going to start row 11. This one's going to be another increase all the way around. So you're going to take yourself back up to 16 stitches. Do 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. Don't forget your stitch marker on that first single crochet. All the way around, 2 in each one. This will take you to 16. You had to switch yarns? Yeah, probably. What was yours, like a DK or something? Were you trying to do it with something super tiny? Could you? I've seen people do amigurumi with thread though before, so in all honesty, I'm sure it can be done, but that just sounds really horrifying. The smallest yarn I've ever done amigurumi with is 4. I'm about to get to my last 2 stitches. And there we go. Fantabulous. Fantabulous. Alright, so you should be at 16. That was increase all the way around. Great news, guys. We're on row 11. We just finished row 11. There's 20 rows, so you're more than halfway done, technically. I know it feels like a lot, but... And I'm just trying to make sure that we get through it all in a decent time, because nobody has time to be sitting here for 3 hours crocheting, right? Now you know why we're splitting it up into 2 classes. I didn't know there was a YouTube version of tapping. Oh my gosh, how do you do the multiple ones? Because I only know how to tap, just, like the video. I only know that one, Cookie. It goes to show you how well I'm not that super tech savvy, guys. I'm not. Alright, Deborah, I hope I bought you enough time. We're about to start row 12. But again, feel free to yell at me. This one you're going to do single increase. Single increase. Single increase. Micro crochet. Oh, that's what it's called, Shayna. Micro crochet. Yeah, I've seen some people do that, and it looks scary. So single crochet in that first. Place your stitch marker. Increase in the second. Single and increase. I'll get you guys a stitch count in a second. There's a button on the side of the chat? I didn't know that. I'm going to have to look at that next time I'm in my other guy's YouTube. I follow a guy that does a lot of stock trading stuff, and I never knew there was a way to do that. Because I always wanted to tap that screen. Alright, this row will take you to 24 stitches. We're increasing very fast. Don't worry about it. That's what's supposed to create the shoulders. And increase. Single. and increase, single, and you will end on an increase. All right, that was row 12. We are ready to start row 13. You should have something looking like this. It looks really creepy right now. Don't worry. It'll look way cuter when we're done, obviously. Obviously. All right, row 13 is single, single, increase. Single, single, increase. Don't forget your stitch marker. I think this is the first way too. No worries, no worries. I'm not going anywhere. I see you, Deborah. You mostly watch replays? That's nice. Well, yay. I'm glad I could be your first live. I didn't know how big live was until I started them on YouTube, just doing my weekly live class. And then you guys all got me hooked on the TikTok side, just going live and just hanging out. And yeah, this class, I love keeping the longer format teaching here just because people can watch the whole thing in replay. So that way, you know, when Deborah goes to make a second and a third and a 10th and a 100th turtle, she has the video to guide her through it each and every time. Deborah, I love you. I'm so waiting for you. I love that you're doing this with me. Nice. Okay. This is, again, row 13. Single, single, increase. Single, single, increase. All the way around. For those of you that are already doing it and want the stitch count, you're looking for 32 stitches. So single, single, and increase. Or 2 and 1. Whatever works better for you guys. Single, single, and increase. Single, single, 2 and 1, single, single, increase. I always feel like I need to count like Dracula, like 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're done. It gets old fast. This is what happens when I don't have music. And the next row is our first set of baubles. So the next thing I've got to do is make sure I do not forget to do the eyes and stuff the head. That one's going to be a little bit difficult, but... and increase. You're going to end on an increase. And there we are. There we go. Looks really creepy right now. Looks like a mannequin head or a pacifier. I don't know. Looks like a lot of things. But we're good. Alright. The next row is going to be row 14. This one's another little bit of a wonky one, Deborah. So, feel free to go slow and definitely feel free to stop me. I'm going to slowly start it, but I'm waiting for you. Because the next step, if you guys are ready to get started, is going to be 12 single crochets. But that will not take you all the way around, because that'll just take you to our first hand. 12 single crochets. I'm going slow, Deborah, just to make sure I don't lose you, because I know I have that bad habit. While we're here, let's compare, guys. Look at this. No worries. This is why the invisible decreases are better. You guys see that gap? The invisible decreases, you can tell I'm pushing my finger all against the back side of those stitches, and you are not seeing anything. So yes, to everyone who said this is a game changer, holy cow, it is. It is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I likely will be going on TikTok after Anna. It all depends on time. I'll go on for a short period, and then I have basketball, so I will be leaving again. But I will also be streaming from my son's practice, so we'll definitely see you there. No worries, Mary. Yeah, absolutely. I'll catch you later. Finish dinner. Enjoy dinner. All right, Deborah, did you do the 12 singles, or am I still waiting for you on that? I want to make sure before I start this bobble, because if you haven't done a bobble before, you're going to want to see it. And a bobble stitch, guys, don't overthink it. It's 5 unfinished double crochets that are all strung together at the very end. That's all it is. It's called a bobble stitch, but the technique is literally no different than doing multiple double crochets and then stringing them together. She's ready. Okay, we're going to go slow. So a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook. You're going to pull up 1. And then you're going to pull up 2. You're not going to do the last part. Remember, these are 5 unfinished double crochets. So this is where you stop. And you're going to repeat. Yarn over again, going back into the same stitch. Pull up 1, pull up 2. You'll have 3 loops on the hook. You're going to do this until you have 6 loops on the hook. So you're going to do this 3 more times. Going back into the same stitch, pulling up 1, pulling up 2, going back into the same stitch, pulling up 1 and 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to do it one more time. Same stitch, and 2. So you should have 6 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. This is where you string them all together. Yarn over. When you pull through, notice I rotate my hook down. I'm putting pressure with my thumb and I'm pushing in that direction. That will help you pull through smoothly through all of them and not grab it. Then when you come out, you rotate up. So that swooping motion is what gives you that rhythm with crochet. The more you can do it, the more you can like blindly start going through these stitches without grabbing the wrong thing. Alright, so you're only doing the 1 bobble. That is your first hand. After this, hold on, where am I? There's our bobbles. We did 12 bobble. Then we're going to do 9 single crochets. So you're going right back into 9 single crochets. Your first one, you've got a big opening right here. That's okay. Your first one is right there. And yes, you see how it's folding that over? That's okay. Just go ahead and crochet and do 9. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'll wait for you here, Deborah. Let me know when you're ready, because I am going to do 1 more bobble. These bobbles, as you're going, you can just push these right side out. When you're doing amigurumi, you're always working from the outside in. So you should always be on the outside of your project. So all that was it just got pushed inside. You're going to pop it right back out. That's cool. That's what you always end up having to do. Just put your finger in the little thing and push it out. And we're ready for our next bobble. You ready, Deborah? You did your 9 singles. We've got 1 more bobble. Keep drinking your water, Stitchers. Yeah, bobble and then another 9. How did that first bobble go for you too? Hopefully that wasn't too difficult. Perfect, perfect. And now into this next stitch, we're working 1 more bobble. So again, yarn over, Insert your hook, just like you're doing a double crochet, but you're not going to pull through those last two. Go back in, pull up one, pull up two, don't. Continue. Back in the same stitch. Good, good. Going back in the same stitch. 3, 4, 5. We need one more until you have 6 loops on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stretch. I will stretch in between when I'm waiting for Deborah, because otherwise we'll never get this done. But yes, we should have stretched. I should have started the tutorial with stretches. Oh man. I'm really good at doing wrist and hand stretches on TikTok, guys. I swear. I swear I'm a healthy stitcher on TikTok. I have witnesses. You're going to finish after that bobble with 9 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. I have 9 more spots. So the rest of the row, you're doing 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop the loop. 8 and 9. Okay, this is where we're going to pause and we're going to put in the eyes. So I like to try to get it even, but I will tell you, you're going to want to kind of puff this up a little bit just so you can see where the eyes actually sit. If you got safety eyes, go ahead and do that. If you're going to embroider eyes afterwards, you can always do that at the end. You're still going to want to stuff your turtle right now. And if you are doing googly eyes, obviously you can do that as well at the end. It says to do it between row 4 and 5. I sometimes like to go up a little bit higher. I don't know. I think we're going to play around with some different placement. Oh, maybe I do need to make that one lower. Yeah, we need to make this one a little bit lower. But this is where it gets tricky because the neck is a little bit difficult to navigate. But again, I wasn't going to chance putting my eyes in the wrong space, so I will go ahead and just struggle with this the way I do. One of these, because it's a spiral, it always looks like the eyes are slightly off, so one of them may not go into a natural space. You might actually have to go through one of the stitches to get it to be kind of more even. That's okay. That's allowed. Do what you need to do. Alright, I think that's good. So now we're going to do the backs on these. Got a mesh. Ooh, a mesh headband. That's nice. And yes, Shayna, you've got all the whips. So these safety eyes, I'm just bringing that one through the neck so I can see what I'm doing. And then I can push this down. Uh-oh, this might be the first one I can't do with my fingers. There we go. There we go. It went down. They do make a tool. I have the tool. I just haven't had to use it yet. And then I'm going to bring the back of this one through the neck so I can apply that back piece. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's nice and tight. Then we can pop that back there. Alright, stuff the head. Don't forget to stuff the head. Oh, we're going to fix his face. Fix your face. Yes, the backs of the eyes sometimes get a little wonky with the stuffing going in, so feel free to adjust. Make sure he doesn't look too alien-y, because that's not what we're going for. Although an alien with a bootay might be kind of cool, no? I don't know. I miss doing amigurumi. Oh, well, feel free. Oh, I forget why you don't. Was it because of the hands? I forget. But I would love to have you do it with us again. That's what she said, yes. I heard it too. I heard it too, Shayna. I was making an attempt to be good. It didn't work. I trained you guys too well for that. I love it. I love it. Okay. We're going to set all this aside. Deborah, are you ready? We are about to start the next row. But I will wait for you-ish. Let's see. That was row 14. So, 15 and 16 are easy. It's just single crochet all the way around. So, feel free to start doing that. 2 rows of single crochet all the way around. Perfect! So 15 and 16, crochet, single crochet all the way around. You should have, if you're counting, 32 stitches. I'm not counting all the way around. No, we are not. I do not have that brain power. Ooh, the stingrays were awesome. I have them in the bucket behind me. Good thing Ara isn't here to yell at me for having them in a bucket. I love my buckets. I store everything in buckets. My yarn, I have totes too, and I have like the cube storage, like the cube shelves. Those work really good. They hold a lot of skeins. But for all of my like odd and end, all of these things, like the scrap ends and stuff, because I save them all for amigurumi and other small projects, they all end up in storage bins or like farmer's buckets. Like the fancy ones. They're the decor ones. They're not like actual farm buckets. So, Ara can judge me all she wants. Thank you guys so much for tapping the screen. I do see all the hearts on my side. It's so pretty. But it helps so much. I so appreciate you guys being here. I so appreciate it. And definitely, as you guys finish your projects, tag me in your stuff. I love it when I get tagged in everyone's finished things, because everyone puts their own spin on it, which is perfect. You haven't done amigurumi since late 2023? If it makes you feel better, I didn't even start amigurumi until early 2025. I think I literally just started doing it hardcore like a few months ago. I usually am doing shawls. If you guys have followed me since the OG days, I'm usually doing beanies. I do a lot of ear warmers, shawls, scarves. That's like my favorite. Partly because I always like wearing scarves. I feel like they finalize my outfit. I'm always in jeans and a t-shirt. So when I have a nice shawl and I have some boots on, it like pulls everything together. So I'm always making shawls. But I have a lot of scrap yarn, and this amigurumi just happens to use up a lot of the scrap yarn very, very well. So it's been a lot of fun. Plus, they're just so stinking cute, man. Like, all the little critters are so adorable. This one actually does kind of look a little grumpy, oddly. But anyway, I'm on my second row of single crochets. My patterns on your live streams, technically you can crochet stuff, but you can't really like distribute or show people like how, like you can't distribute it because it's paid. I don't have the free patterns. If I had a free pattern, you can do whatever you want with it. I don't have those. But you can definitely crochet them on your live streams, but you can't redistribute. I would love for you to tell people where they can get it. I would love for you to tell people where they can get it. Great question, Nerdy. Great question. My turtle has a sparkly shell. Oh, Anna, I didn't even think of doing a sparkly shell. A black one? Nice. That's funny. I have some sparkle yarn, so I didn't even think to do the sparkle shell. That would actually be really, really good. Because my husband was telling me I need to turn these into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the headband would be easy to create. And I thought about doing that, but what if you just did, like, the 4 shell colors? That might be really awesome, too. I don't know if people would really, like, see it correctly then. But yes, I feel like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does need to happen. Alright, after this row, Deborah, we have one more bobble row, so you're going to have to let me know when you're ready. I am approaching the end of this one. I so appreciate you directing them to me, Cookie. You have no idea. Do you write patterns, Cookie Monster? I don't remember if you said you do or not. Alright, I am almost at the end. I'm at the end, Deborah. I'm at the end. We are about to start row 17. Again, we have 20 rows, so we are close to the end. I know we've been here for about an hour. But we can do it. We can do it. We're almost at the end, guys. If you can't make it, the great news is it'll be available for replay. You can always finish it later. But we can do it. We can power through. It's only a few rows. And the rest is easy. Honestly, we've already been through the hardest parts. Hardest parts are done. Every now and then, his eye looks a little angry. That's so funny. He actually does look grumpy. All right, fantastic. So, row 17 is another one with bobbles. So you're going to start with 14 single crochets, though. Don't forget your stitch markers. So 14 single crochets, and then a bobble. 14 single crochets, and then a bobble. Are you excited? It probably starts to look like the turtle now! I love it when these all start coming together. They start taking on a personality. It's so funny. And this one's not going to have a shell till next week, so he's just going to be bare-cheeked and all through class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. No worries, Shayna. I know you got to dip out when you got to dip out. It's all good. I so appreciate you being here, and I'll totally see you throughout the afternoon. I know I will. Plus, I got to see how you do on those Crayolas. Don't forget, after that 14, we're doing that bobble. It should line up fairly close to being just under or just over, however you're looking at it, that other hand. You should know how to do this pretty well by now. You've had some practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And boom. We've got that foot. I made another gummy bear. Nice. Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. How many gummy bears have you made now, Cookie Monster? Dude, I made so many. I'm actually going to post this video because I made like 4 of these out of the Dollar Tree yarn. This Just Chanel yarn. I was able to make 4 out of one skein. So it worked out really well. It's a good one for anybody who just wants to make a bunch of little gifts and not have to spend too much. Alright, Deborah, we did the 14 single crochets. We did 1 bobble. Then you're going to do 7 single crochets. Nice, Cookie Monster. So you've done 2. I think they need more friends, Cookie Monster. I think they need more friends. And after the 7, I'm sure you've already guessed it, Miss Deborah, you're going to do another bobble. Bubble, bubble, shake it, shake it. I'm going to double check because that doesn't look like 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this always happens to me when I do this pattern. I always second question it because it looks like I'm slightly inside, and it is supposed to be that way. It is slightly inside. So double count if you want, but trust the pattern. Trust the process. We do still need a bag for all the gummy bears to go into. So after your 7 singles, you're doing that second bobble. And we are done with bobbles after this. So if you despise bobble stitches, congrats. We're done. We're done. I made 3. That's okay. When we did the frogs, was it the frogs? I ended up making like 8 that whole week. If you guys don't know, we do a project of the week here. It's in our Discord. The link is pinned. You guys can definitely check it out. It is a free Discord. The pattern of the week program is free. And what we do is we post free patterns in there so everyone can go in there and find it. And then we walk you through it. So everyone will make it. If you guys have questions, you can post it in there. You can ask each other. And then I usually teach it. And I also am crocheting it live on TikTok. So if that sounds like something that interests you, so you guys can really test your crochet know-how and push the limits, that's all in there. The link is pinned. It's there. It's free. Take advantage of it. It's a fun place to be. That was a lot of rhyming. But we do go a little nutty, and we do probably make more than we need. But you know what? YOLO. Give it to someone. Gift someone. Make someone happy. Spread love 1 stitch at a time. You do need some turtle friends for your, and some frog friends. So I ended up not teaching the frog because I couldn't get permission from the person to actually teach it. Technically it's free and I didn't need to worry about it. It's a whole ordeal, but I really wanted to make sure I wasn't doing a no-no. But if you need, I can always try to record some and post it in the Cord Cookie Monster. I might just have to do that for some people. Alright, so if you've done your second bobble, you're going to do 9 single crochets when you're done. That should finish the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that will finish the row. So that'll take you to your stitch marker, Deborah. That'll take you to your stitch marker. And then we're ready just to finish. We got, what, 3 rows of decreasing and taking us down. And we'll stuff it along the way. And I'll show you how to do the bootay. Alright, make sure you stick your finger in the backside of all of those bobbles to push them forward. I tried to say that as clean as I could. So every one of you, get your mind out of the gutter. Miss Deborah, are you ready for row 18? Decrease and 2 singles. And I'll totally repeat it when I hear you're ready. And I'm trying this invisible decrease again, and stitch marker, decrease, single, single, perfect, decrease, single, single, decrease, single, single, all the way around. My mind lives in the gutter. Yeah, mine does too, and that's the problem. Decrease, here's my decrease, you're making 2 stitches and you're turning them into 1. And then you're going to do single, single. But yes, when I'm trying, every now and then I try to be a little bit professional, and it doesn't work. That's always when it bites me in the butt the most, is when I'm trying to really pay attention to, you know, not being a bad one. Not being a bad influence. Decrease, single, single. Decrease, single, single. This one, there we go. The bobble stitch on some of them, it can be a little hard to find which 2 you can go around. If you accidentally grab a third, it's not going to make or break you, so don't panic too much. But just try to be careful with the first stitch that goes over a bobble. It can be really hard to find those. Just be patient with yourself. Go slow. She's like, go slow, honey. You crochet fast. I know, Deborah. I'm talking smack for you. It's okay. Melissa, yes. Decrease, single, single. Goodness, that one was tough. See, gotta grab those 2. Single, single. Decrease, single, single. And if you guys notice, it's kind of mathematical how all of these are broken down. So we did decrease, single, single. So there was 2 single crochets in between each decrease. As you progress in the rows, you're going to continue the mathematical, like, the amount of stitches that separate your increases and decreases go up and down mathematically. So the next row, naturally, is going to have 1 single crochet in between both decreases. So that is what the next row is going to be. If you need me to repeat it when I get there, Deborah, I can. But you're going to end on a single crochet. The last stitch of your row is not a decrease. It's actually a single crochet. And then you're going to start the next row with your first decrease. And then you're going to do decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, all the way around. Decrease and single, decrease and single. Oh, this decrease is gonna be the death of me. Okay, there we go. Decrease and single, decrease, single, Are you getting excited, Deborah? We're almost done. We're almost done. Oh, this decrease is evil too. The invisible decreases, they can get difficult. They can get very tight. I'm sure tension could also help with that if I were to be a little bit looser on those stitches, but I'm actually glad that they're cinching everything in the way that they are. Decrease and single. This is a good time for you to stuff it, and then we've got a row of decreases, and then you're fastening it off and we're done. I will still need to show you how to make it a booty though, because the butt part is done with the tails. So make sure if you end up taking off and working without me, leave yourself a long tail because you need it to make the butt. Otherwise you're not going to have what you need to do a tushy. And we need to have the tushy. The tushy makes the turtle. Alright. And don't go crazy with the stuffing. I mean, you want it to be firm. You want it to be pretty, like, shaped. But you also want to make sure that you can still kind of pinch through stuff. Because when we do the butt part, you don't want it to be super difficult for you to pull it tight. So many things. So many things. Alright. Oops, I think I put the hook in backwards. And the last row is just going to be decrease all the way around. I will still be placing my stitch marker because I don't trust myself to count to 8. Oh, I'm doing the invisible decrease. I forgot. 1. There we go. This part's a little bit rougher because these decreases are tighter, but that's the point. He's looking like a turtle. Yeah, he is. But you still need to give him the bootay. Still need to give him the bootay. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. I do hope you'll tag and post this. Tag me, tag me, tag me. But definitely post it. And we'll give him a shell, and we'll give him a hat, or a bow, or whatever you want to give him next week. But we'll do the shell next week. So save this. And enjoy his little tushy. That sounded really bad. Oh, wow. But, you know, for now. And then we'll give him his backpack shell next week. That part is not that difficult. Oops, oops, oops. Muscle memory is kicking in. Muscle memory. Alright. Before you fasten off, I personally like to slip stitch into the next stitch and then fasten off. So just slip stitch, give yourself a long tail. Doesn't need to be that long, I'm sure, but it's good. It's good. Scissors. If there's any last minute stuffing you need to do, now's the time. Because sometimes that little extra row just needs a little bit more in there. And then grab your yarn needle because you're going to want to fasten off. Or, sorry, we're gonna sew it all shut. That's what I meant. Of course we fastened off. We just fastened off. Alright, basic yarn needle, nothing special. If you guys need some cheap, good options, I have the link in my link tree under the recommendations tab. I like the metal ones because I'm doing stuff that, like if you try to do amigurumi and you try to stick those plastic needles in there, it likely will break at some point in time. I feel like I manhandle these things so much when I'm sewing them together. If you guys are in the same boat, you understand. They also have the darning needles that have the bent tip. I haven't tried those yet. Olivia swears by them. I will have to get some. Some people just said to bend the ones I have, but I feel like I'll break it, and I don't want to. So yeah. But you're just going to go into the front loop. I like to, you can grab both loops. It will cinch it shut, but I do feel like kind of going with the invisible, the invisible tactic of doing the front loops always seems to pull it just a little bit cleaner, in my opinion. But you're just going to go through each loop all the way around. So if you've never sewn an item shut before, you're just whip stitching. You can pick if you like both loops or the front loop only. I am going to be doing the front loop only and just going around. Grab every loop all the way around. Here's the fun part, is when we get to pull it shut. So now that you're here, you're just going to pull it. If you guys are doing fuzzy yarn, be very careful. You might want to pull it shut along the way, because it will likely tear. Whenever it comes to these magic rings, there's nothing that will tear Chanel yarn like this or anything like very, very touchy. It'll tear it faster than you can even like get your life together, and you're going to be like really panicking. Now what I do is I keep going around. You see these stitches that it creates where it looks like it creates a little butthole. Like, that's the only way I know how to say it. But you know, where it's all of them are going into that center point. You're going to go and keep weaving it around into that circle, because it will pull that circle tighter and keep it clean. It'll give it a clean finish. So I'm just working the needle through all of those and reinforcing that little circle. Technically, you don't need to tie it anywhere, but some of us, like me, are very paranoid, so I will grab one random loop along the way, and before I pull it all the way shut, I will go through it again, and this is how I will tie it into a knot. I did. The bum bum. Yes. Yes, Ara. Welcome in. Alright. Now I'm going to go back through the center, and the only reason I'm doing that is because now I want to create the butt, and I want it to kind of go from the center here to about here. And if I start where I'm at now, it'll be ever so slightly on the side, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep it clean. So keeping everything in the center, I'm going to go here and just come back out around the center, so at least it's in line with where his butt crack would be. There's no right way for me to say this, guys. There's not. So you're just going to have to be an adult with me. Don't. You guys feel free to keep laughing it up and say all the comments in this chat. I really don't care. But make sure that you are lined up with the center like this. And so, Deborah, all you're going to do, this part's the easiest part of everything we've done. Find your center point in his back. Sometimes they say to go lower. I like the big badunkadunk, so I'm going to go here. And I'm going to aim my needle to go way back over here. I will, Ara. I'll look at it after class. Because I definitely want to get people out of here, because we ran a little bit long today, but I knew that was going to happen because this turtle is a pretty big part of the project. And this can be a really difficult part, but you just want to fish. You're going through all that stuffing, so depending on how hard and thick you stuffed it, but I'm aiming for the same point that my yarn is coming out of. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going through the top, and I'm coming out at the same point. Then you're going to pull it through, and as you pull it through, guide it for the center. Before you pull it tight, make sure that you are kind of creating a nice spot through the center, and then you're going to pull it tight, and that's what creates the butt. Oh no, hold on. See, his butt was a little twisted. We don't want a twisted butt. We just want a butt. And then you're going to tie it again to any thread in here. And you'll tie it tight. Before you pull it, you're going to go through again and keep tightening it. I might tie 2 knots because for whatever reason this yarn is a little bit softer and it keeps wanting to undo my tension. Go all the way through, right at the end, grab it again, and tight. And now, all you have to do at this point is work your needle just through any part of the body. This is just so we're working the thread in, because when we cut it, you kind of want it to still be like, have a lot of slack somewhere. So I just kind of go through the body. You don't even need to be super crazy. You've tied it off. You just want to make sure that nothing's going to come unraveled. So you've gone through the body in a few places. You can cut it close because it's going to sink back in and all the stuffing is going to kind of solidify it. So now you've got yourself your turtle with the bootay. Deborah, does it look like that? Did you get that far? And look, here's the difference. You can see it now between the regular decreases and our invisible ones. So I'm glad I got to try the invisible ones because it's a whole different ball game. I've tried them before. I just never committed to them because if I lose count, they are pretty invisible. Like, I genuinely can't see where I'm at. So I wanted to make sure I didn't do any of that. All right, Deborah, do you have something like this? I need to know. I need to know. Did you? Did you? I see. Thanks for believing in me. So I just really hope it looks like that. While we're waiting for Deborah to give us the good news, because I'm so excited. I feel like you... Yay! I feel like you triumphed. That's so exciting, Deborah. I'm so happy for you. So the next thing we're going to do next week, guys, is we're going to teach you how to make the shell backpack. I will also be walking you through how I made this little top hat. I totally freehanded this, but I remember how I did it, so that's not a problem. So we'll make the top hat, and we'll also make this little bow. So that way if you guys want to sew on any accessories, you can. There's also other things you can find out there, of course, but we'll try to keep it simple. But you should have this. Next week's class is already scheduled, so feel free. This should redirect you there. Make sure you hit turn on notify me, because that's what's going to make sure that you guys are notified. Again, if you guys are like, I want to learn this because now I saw it and I feel like I can do it, it will be available for replay the second I stop streaming. So that is not an issue either. Feel free to share it with anybody because it only helps us all grow the snapping turtle. And don't forget to get in our Discord. I know, Ara, you're like, Monica on a cane. You guys could totally create all the accessories. I could spend a whole year making all the outfits for this stinking cute thing. So yes, Deborah, I hope you post your crochet stuff. So if you do, please, 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 I'm begging you, tag me. I can't wait to see it. And make more, and don't forget to join us next week because you need to do the rest. You need to do the rest, and we'll definitely, that one will be a lot easier. We'll definitely fly through all of that. Alright guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I will hop over, we are cutting it close. I may not have time to be on TikTok yet. I'm going to gather all the things I need though, because I will be streaming in about an hour and 15 minutes on TikTok. I will be streaming from my son's school. So I'll grab all the things. I don't even know what we're crocheting yet. Because remember, I finished almost all of my projects. And I need something kind of non-counting, brain farty. So I'm going to look up a few things. And I will definitely see that. Yes, send your heart in the cord. All you guys, post your whips in the cord. That's what it's for. It's for all you guys to brag. And for all you guys to get connected and really just nerd out with other people. Yes! Okay, guys, I'm so happy you're here. Again, subscribe, follow, do all the things. I will see you on TikTok in a little over an hour. And otherwise, I'll see you guys here next week. Same time, same place, 2 o'clock, Thursday, Pacific Standard Time. And we'll finish the turtle, and we're on to next things the following week. So if you guys have any suggestions on things you want to learn, feel free to get at me. I take all of your guys' ideas, and I consider them, because honestly, you guys have the greatest ideas. So, yep. Bye-bye. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Guys, thank you. Take care. I love you. And remember, always keep stitching. Yes. All right. Take